welcome to my review of Jojo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusaders episode 43, the continuation to The Miasma of the Void of Vanilla Ice. Holy shit, this episode was... It was really something, that's for sure. I mean, it was so emotional and dramatic and tense and... oh my god, that freaking ending! So, the episode continues right where it left off. Previously, Abdul sacrificed himself to save Polnareff and Iggy from Vanilla Ice. And you know what, now that I think about it, maybe that message shouldn't have been there, because if Abdul didn't see that message, he wouldn't have been able to save Polnareff and Iggy, and Vanilla Ice would have gotten them all in one full swoop. But yeah, I don't know whose idea was it to put the message there on that pillar, but... yeah, it kind of screwed up on Vanilla Ice's plans. Polnareff gets so angry that apparently it gave Silver Chariot a power boost. I guess the angrier you get, or the stronger your emotion is, the stronger your stand is. At least I think that's what it's trying to establish in this episode. I don't know if it's true or not, but his anger over what happened with Abdul was enough to increase Silver Chariot's speed and its destructive power. He did manage to stab Vanilla Ice on the shoulder, but he still disappeared into the dimension of darkness, and Silver Chariot was just practically destroying everything while inside that room. Polnareff did at least have enough time to at least question why Abdul would do this, even though he said himself that they should worry about their own safety, not everyone else's. And I guess during the time he was mourning, lowering his head, a chunk of that wall was gone. Yeah, if he didn't bend his head down, he would have been dead. So he took that as a sign of Abdul saying to him to continue fighting. So Vanilla Ice shows up again. Iggy tries to attack him with the Fool, but it didn't really work since Vanilla Ice and his stand was inside the Dimension of Darkness. By the way, we get the name of Vanilla Ice's stand, and it's called Cream. I was gonna bash on the name because I thought it was named after an ingredient, but doing some quick research, it turns out that the stand was named after a British rock band called Cream. So, okay, I get that. Polnareff and Iggy decide to escape, and they make a run for it towards the exit, but Polnareff gives this speech to Iggy, saying that they can't run away because Abdul sacrificed himself to save them and trusted them to defeat Dio. So if they ran away, they would have been losers. So they headed upstairs trying to get to Dio, and it's a good thing that Polnareff gave off that speech. Not only did it boost up Iggy's morale and confidence, but if they did go outside, they would have been attacked by Vanilla Ice and sent into his dimension. But when they did get upstairs, they did notice the hole in the floor, so they assumed that Vanilla Ice was around. So Polnareff and Iggy actually summoned their stands and watched each other's backs. Unfortunately for Polnareff, Vanilla Ice was hiding inside the crack underneath his foot and managed to take out a good chunk of his foot. Yeah, now he's missing his toes on his foot, and he won't get a chance to run away. So Polnareff and Iggy use their stands to attack Vanilla Ice, but he disappears into his dimension, and Silver Chariot was destroying everything in the room just like before, except this time he was trying to buy some time for Iggy and Polnareff to escape. Now, later on in the episode, we do learn that Cream does have a weakness, and that is whenever Cream and Vanilla Ice are sent into the dimension, they can't see the outside world. So every now and then, Vanilla Ice would have to poke his head out to see what's going on. And so even though he was not able to see the outside world, I can probably assume that Vanilla Ice has a good memory of the entire mansion, or he's using his instincts. So their plan was to use the Fool to create a sand copy of Dio to catch Vanilla Ice off guard and attack him. As for how they were hiding, apparently Iggy used the Fool to hide themselves on the stairway using the sand. I'm not sure, or maybe he used the sand to create a fake stairway. I really have no idea. At first it seemed Vanilla Ice fell for it, but it turns out it didn't really work. So how did he know that that Dio was a fake? Well, it was because of two reasons. One, Dio can't go anywhere as long as there's sunlight, and since the room was full of sunlight, there was no way that Dio would go to that room. And two, Dio trusted Vanilla Ice to take care of Jotaro and the others, leaving everything to him. And then this leads to Vanilla Ice's disturbing side. We know that he is really loyal to Dio. Loyal to the point where he will kill himself for him, that he will die for him. But he's more than loyal to him. He's obsessed over him. He is freaking obsessed. Hell, I'm even gonna say it. He's in love with Dio. Like, in love with him. Like, I think he went freaking yandere in this episode. Wait, would you call him Vanilla Ice yandere? I'm not sure, but I'd assume so. I mean, like, holy shit. I mean, he was angry that he attacked a copy of Dio. It wasn't like the real Dio, it was a fake one. But either way, like, attacking his image was enough to, like, get him, like, really angry because he hates attacking Dio's image. And, you know, since Iggy was the one that made the sand Dio, he gets so angry at him that instead of sending him into the dimension of darkness, killing him instantly, he punches him in the mouth, sending him flying across the room to the other side, and then proceeds to kick him over and over again. I mean, he was saying, how's that? It's all your fault. Learn your lesson. I'm like, what the fuck? It was messed up. I'm not gonna lie. It was really hard to watch because, like, Iggy, like, whether you like him or hate him, I mean, he can be a little asshole at times, but he's a freaking Boston Terrier. He's just a tiny little dog, and just seeing this grown man kicking him non-stop over and over again to the point where, like, you see blood on, like, the floor and in the wall, it's just, it was just, oh my god, it was awful. Seriously, Araki, I don't know what is with you and dogs. It's not just this scene that made me hate Vanilla Ice, but it's also what he said to Iggy. I mean, he said that Iggy was nothing but a filthy little mutt and that he didn't have any resolve or a proud soul or a sense of honor or anything like that. But I did like that Iggy smiled at Vanilla Ice just to piss him off even more. It was like his own way to say fuck you to him. As for Polnareff, well, I guess he couldn't do anything because part of his foot was missing, but I was, like, wondering why he couldn't, like, summon his stand and like he did before. Or maybe he could have, like, used Silver Chariot to shoot the blade of the sword, but then again, if he lost it, then he's pretty much screwed, so yeah. But he did manage to summon his stand finally and attack Vanilla Ice, but he disappears again. But at least Polnareff did come up with another plan, and it was to use his sword to move the sand around, blow it all over the room, so that he would see Vanilla Ice's direction when he and Cream disappeared into his dimension. And the moment where he would, like, pop up again, that was the chance for Silver Chariot to strike, which he did so by stabbing Vanilla Ice right through the mouth, stabbing his brainstem, which should have killed him. But keep in mind, Vanilla Ice was given Dio's blood when he, you know, decapitated himself, so he was still undergoing the transformation process of becoming a vampire. That might also explain why Vanilla Ice wasn't affected by the sunlight, because part of him was, like, out of his stand, so you'd think that he would, like, turn to dust, but I'm guessing since, you know, he was given the blood of a vampire, the transformation process was kind of slow. But it seemed like it was nearly complete because Vanilla Ice didn't die. And of course Vanilla Ice fights back, grabbing onto, like, Silver Chariot's throat, squeezing pretty tightly that Polnareff was, like, vomiting out blood. Sending two of his fingers into the void, so Polnareff was missing his pinky and his ring finger. And then he tries to, like, break his, like, sword arm, but Silver Chariot did manage to get away. Unfortunately, Vanilla Ice and Cream went to the void again and constantly attacked at Silver Chariot, managed to take out a chunk of his thigh. So yeah, Polnareff is not only, like, missing his toes on one of his feet, but he's also missing two of his fingers, nearly had his arm broken, and he's now missing a chunk of his thigh. And Vanilla Ice even destroyed, like, a part of Silver Chariot's sword. Polnareff gets beaten up pretty badly in this episode. It was not just Iggy. So he had, like, no choice but to, like, recall his stand and, of course, bring Iggy to him. And poor Iggy, like, he was kicked so hard that his bones were broken and some of them were, like, piercing into his lungs. And then Vanilla Ice reappears again and started, like, spinning all around the room, getting closer and closer, which turns out that those attacks that he did earlier wasn't, like, based on, like, instinct. He was trying to lure them into, like, the center of the room and then spin around like a spiral to make sure that they wouldn't have a chance to escape. So Polnareff had, like, 3 options left to get out of this. 1, the handsome Polnareff suddenly thinks of a counterattack. 2, his friends will come save him. And 3, he won't be able to dodge reality is cruel. Well, option 2 was out of the question since Jotaro, Kakyoin, and Joseph were still downstairs. In fact, I think they were in the wine cellar in Dio's mansion. I didn't know Dio had a wine cellar, but then again, he had a pool table where Polnareff and Iggy was. Or maybe that's just for Dio's minions so that they could like kill sometime. Then again, Dio might have learned how to play pool or something. Why am I talking about pool? Anyway, Polnareff doubted that Jotaro, Joseph, and Kakyoin were going to come and save him. So he tried option 1. So he used his silver chariot to like move Iggy and then gets his stand to try to pull him out of the way. But I guess since he was injured pretty badly that his stand didn't have enough strength. Otherwise I would have assumed that Silver Chariot should have carried Polnareff to the other side, or at least like rolled him out of the way. I don't know, but I guess because he didn't have enough strength left. And then Iggy, I should have known this was gonna happen. I mean, Iggy is a dog and this is Jojo, but just seeing this it really tugs your heartstrings. It really does. Poor Iggy, even though he was like beaten up pretty badly, tries to get up, walks towards Polnareff, trying to summon his stand to save him, but Polnareff tells him not to because if he uses his stand power and pushes himself even further, his broken bones will pierce through his lungs and he will die. He tells Iggy that he has to survive at least to warn Joseph, Jotaro, and Kakyoin about Vanilla Ice, and if they both died, it was over for them. It was the final turn. Vanilla Ice was getting closer. Polnareff then says, "Abayo, Iggy," which means so long in Japanese. It seems like he got disintegrated. Screen turns to white, and then the next thing you see is Polnareff's earring falling to the ground, and that is where the episode ends. Oh, God. I'm sorry, it's just, oh my... That ending was like... That was the worst cliffhanger I have ever seen. I hate you, David's production. I hate you for doing this. No, am I kidding? I don't hate you. I mean, you guys are probably like the best in adapting JoJo. But oh my god, if Polnareff really did die, I'm really gonna cry because Polnareff is like my favorite character out of all the members of the Stardust Crusaders. I mean, I nearly cried watching this episode. I felt like I was going to, but oh my god. Okay, so yeah, overall this was a very emotional, very dramatic, tense episode, and it was really, really good. In fact, this fight so far has to be like my new favorite fight. And it's not even done. Next week is gonna be like part 3. I freaking hate Vanilla Ice right now. I really do. I mean, this guy is scum, and I was hoping Polnareff would give him like a Silver Chariot beatdown. But despite my hatred towards Vanilla Ice, out of all the minions, he's actually the only one that's made a lot of progress compared to all of them. Like, he actually got stuff done. I mean, he took down not only Abdul, but he may have taken down Polnareff. And this time they would actually stay dead. Unlike with Darby the Gambler or Darby the Blair. I did like seeing Polnareff and Iggy working together as a team because those two got along the least throughout the season. So seeing them working together was pretty cool. And I did like Polnareff's speech about not running away. I mean, it was enough to like boost up Iggy's morale, which was symbolized by Iggy's tail like dropping down, representing running away with their tail between their legs or something. But when the tail like raised up, it just shows that they're even more determined than ever to win. But the part with the Dio Sand clone was actually questionable because Iggy didn't know what Dio looked like because he never met him before. But I'm assuming he looked at one of Joseph's spirit photos of Dio, so that's how he knew what he looked like. But then again, there's the matter of copying his outfit, but yeah. And also, like, how he was able to copy Dio's voice, that actually was something I didn't really understand because he never heard Dio talk. But I'm assuming Polnareff told Iggy what Dio sounds like since he did meet Dio and remembered his voice or something like that. The scenes when Vanilla Ice was outside and you could see like the sun shining through the room, that part did bug me, but I'm assuming that he's still going through the transformation process of becoming a vampire. That's why he wasn't affected by the sunlight. But even though he is becoming part vampire, he should still be affected by the sunlight either way. I mean, yeah, if he's inside Cream and his dimension of darkness, he wouldn't be affected by the sunlight, but there were times where he was outside his stand, so yeah, I can probably assume that he's still going through the process. So I guess it takes a while to become a vampire if you're given the blood of a vampire, which I guess would make sense considering most of the times I've seen people turn into vampires, they would use the stone mask, and that was like instant. the scene with Vanilla Ice kicking poor Iggy, it was honestly kind of hard to watch. It's really messed up. I'm surprised PETA didn't catch word onto this and try to do something about it. I mean, considering Iggy's injuries, I don't know if he's going to survive in the next episode. I mean, even if he did survive, he's definitely out of commission for now, but he's a dog, and this is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I still think Iggy is going to die, which again really sucks because I've gotten attached to Iggy, and I shouldn't have gotten attached to him because I know he's going to die, which sucks. And then, of course, the ending. I don't know if Polnareff is dead. I'd like to think that he isn't, because even though we did see his body disintegrate, there should have been nothing left of him. But there was his earring, and how did his earring escape from Vanilla Ice's dimension? So maybe he did survive. I don't know if Iggy like sacrificed himself to save him, or maybe Jotaro, Joseph, and Kakyoin came in at the last minute and saved him. I'd like to think that that would happen, because then Polnareff and Iggy would survive, but no, this is freaking JoJo, so it's definitely not gonna happen. Because I like Polnareff, but I also like Iggy, and I don't want him to die either. So, this is, oh my god, I don't know what to think anymore. Animation and artwork once again was really good, although Vanilla Ice was making some really weird faces. I didn't know like what was up with that. I mean, he made this like one weird face before he was going to kick Iggy. Maybe it was effective the vampire transformation sequence. So I did find it funny that while all this commotion was going on, Dio was like still sitting in his room reading his book, but I bet he was like thinking, will these guys please keep it down? I, Dio, am trying to read. Music, once again, was really good. It definitely made the scenes more emotional, especially the scene when Iggy was like trying to like save Polnareff, trying to like get up. It was really heartbreaking. And of course, you got the voice acting, which once again was really good. I'm really kind of hoping that this isn't going to be Komatsu Fuminori's like last performance as Polnareff. Ugh. I'm sorry, I keep thinking back to the ending. I'm like, is he dead or is he not? I don't know. I'm scared. Ah. Next week, I'm assuming, is going to be the conclusion to this fight. And then we'll get to Dio, I'm hoping. But again, I don't know like what's going to happen next week. But overall, this was a really, really good episode. One of the better episodes I've seen so far. Probably one of the best episodes I've seen so far. Also, I hate the fact that I hate Vanilla Ice and his fucking Speedo, yet I acknowledge that he is the #1 top main man of Dio's group and he's actually doing more stuff and getting stuff done. Fucking Vanilla Ice. Okay, so tell me guys, what'd you think of this episode of Stardust Crusaders? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you honestly think that Polnareff is dead or not? And I know those of you who have read the manga probably know what's going to happen, but please keep the spoilers to a minimum because I don't know what's going to happen next. So I want to be really surprised. And what did you think of like Vanilla Ice and that scene where he was like kicking poor Iggy? And what did you think of him and his stand Cream so far? I mean, I still can't believe his stand is called Cream. I mean, seriously, Vanilla Ice and Cream, like Vanilla Ice. Oh my god, I just realized it. Vanilla Ice, Cream. Vanilla Ice, Cream. Really, Araki? Really? God damn it. Anyway, tell me your thoughts about this episode of Stardust Crusaders in the comments down below. Be sure to like the video if you like it and subscribe to more videos. And be sure to check my Facebook fan page and Google+. So yeah, that is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusaders episode 43. I'm Lunar Spawn 27 and I will see you guys later. Bye. Oh, before I go, I just want to say, I love this one line that Polnareff said when he stabbed Vanilla Ice in the mouth. Suck on my sword until you die, you piece of shit. That was awesome. Please don't kill off Polnareff, please. I don't want him to die.